Good question. Last year, we got one of our places to cater it, and it was, you know, like sliders and things.
Okay, you have
Small, I don't know.
You should.
I also just don't have
Anything. Yeah. I think I don't go to
It's nothing crazy.
This is right. And the speaker forms are for residents.
And can you turn on this? I don't think it's recording.
Yes. Looks like it's yeah, it's recording.
You want to stop it?
You can pause it for a second. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to Community Board 3's SLA committee meeting. First, we're going to do a roll call, start the meeting. Stephen Ballinger here. Guillermo Zabiglia, absent. Sandy Lake
Here.
Megan Joy
Here.
Clint Smeltzer here. Michael Lavario here. Okay. So the meeting is going, how the meeting will progress is I'm going to give a brief summary of each application. Then we'll hand it over to the applicant or their attorney or representative. Then we'll have them give a brief clarification if I missed anything, and then we'll open it up to members of the public to speak. Then we'll go back to give the applicant a chance to respond. We'll move to a committee vote and then move on to the next item. So, there were a few items that have withdrawn this evening. So number 4, Adore, AOI Kitchen LLC, 320 East 6th Street, withdrew. Laosha Barbecue at 11 East 7th Street. It was moved to not heard a committee, so it was in administrative approval. It will not be heard tonight. Duff's at 88 Clinton Street, withdrew. Aesthetic Matters at 235 Bowery, withdrew. And Bateman's at 245 Eldridge Street, withdrew. Those items will not be heard tonight. They may be on a future calendar, but just, you know, watch the calendar and see if they come back. Okay, so we do have a fairly full agenda this evening. There are a couple items that, oh, actually, I think Susan wanted to start off. Susan had a little announcement or some information.
Yeah, I thought I'd just give some information that kind of puts things into context. We talk a lot about getting complaints and problems at the office, and this should inform the new licenses. And we've been spending a lot of time last few weeks in one area, which happens to be Avenue B. So I just thought I'd let you know what's going on. So 4751 Avenue B, which some people will remember for many years and years and years. It was a problem place. It was owned by somebody that eventually went to jail. That person still owns the building. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I guess it was. So it's empty now. We have approved a new business in that space, but it hasn't, they don't have a temporary. I think they're, you know, starting to design the place. So there's nobody in there now. So about 3 weeks ago, there was an unlicensed party there. The police and fire department called because of underage drinking. There is a police report on it. I've heard that, excuse me, I have heard that some of the ages were very young. but I don't have documentation on that. The party was hosted by the restaurant next door, with, like I say, without a catering license or anything else. The following week, they had another party. There was somebody shot outside. The person who shot the other person was arrested as, I don't know if they're still in jail, they're arrested and put in jail. Then the weekend after, the police and the SLA were there, clearly. And there will not be any more incidents because the police have committed to now every weekend having a police car outside that spot. So this is a little bit more dramatic than some, although Sandy has brought us some pretty dramatic. So I just wanted people to be aware when we say like certain areas are particularly a problem. I want people to be aware of how intense it is and how serious it can be.
That was 47.
51, it used to be one time the Sutra,
No,
which
let's
which many of us remember because it was so horrible. Let's say
What's the
that.
restaurant next door?
What?
Popularis is the restaurant that is next door that's been hosting these parties the last.
No license.
They have a license for their own restaurant, but
Did they have
not.
permission from the landlord to?
The police are talking to the landlord there right now. It's been very evasive. I mean, we're talking about the same.
Obviously, the landlord must have given them permission.
Well, one of them is, we're told by the police have been told has gone to Costa Rica. So you can't talk to them. And the other one has been evasive, but regardless, they can rent out their space and it's not their business whether it's licensed there, to be honest.
It was most recently Lamia's Fish Market.
Yeah.
And then in October, we approved a new applicant with the same steps as Lamia's, but that was just in October. They don't even have a temp license yet. So I
Yeah,
don't,
they're not there.
we're pretty sure the
Right.
new applicant has nothing to
No,
do
we're
with it.
not pretty sure. We know it. We know they're not there yet. So, this is kind of stuff that we spend time on and why we're so concerned about some of the licenses.
Did the shooters go to the party? Are they-
They were, yes, they were
at the party.
associated with the party. It was right outside.
Like they were inside? It wasn't just like coincidence?
The
No,
shooting
it's not a
happened outside.
coincidence.
Got
The person is arrested. The
Okay.
police and SLA are very involved in all
Okay.
this.
All
Yeah, he wasn't just walking by an unlicensed party.
Okay, all right, understood.
Okay, so we do have a couple items, I think, that are going to, I think, can be very quick, and we're going to take them as the expedited items, so we're going to take them first. One is an item that we heard last month, and they withdrew. It was number 9, AO Dining Management, 67 Clinton Street. The applicant and the attorney is here for 67 Clinton Street. Please raise your Zoom hands. While you're getting them on, so if you all remember, the reason we withdrew is because they hadn't posted the notices on the building and to really notify people in the surrounding area that they were applying for a liquor license, so they agreed to withdraw, post it, and then come back. So I think we were basically almost to the point of approving them because they are moving the hours back from 4 AM all nights to, I think, 2 AM. 2 AM, Sunday through Thursday, and 4 AM Friday and Saturday. They're not using the second floor. They're only using the first floor. The second floor is going to be their offices. So they're, in a sense, they're decreasing the impact of the space. So, James, you didn't send it, and I meant to email you about this. Did you actually get a picture, or did you have proof of posting? So, can you promote James? So, did you have proof of posting on your storefront? Anyone, James, applicant? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
can you hear us?
Raise your hand if you can hear me on Zoom. Okay. Did you post?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so we can't hear you, that's the thing. Oh, that might be the problem. Yeah. Okay, now speak.
Yes, we did.
Now we can hear you good, sorry about that. Technical
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we hear you now, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So we did the post, and also I sent the photo, attached the questionnaire, and in December 1st.
Okay. So, does anyone have any questions for this applicant? And I don't think, we'll just make sure, because I don't think anyone was here last month. Is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item? Please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, seeing none. Anyone from the day have questions? If not, we'll just move, we'll go through the stipulations that we have from last month.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up on the screen. Yeah, that's the one thing. Also, we needed the name. I don't think the name was on your application. Who is going to be signing the stipulations?
The owner name,
Yes.
Rui Zhao, RUIZHAO. Last name AO.
Okay. Okay, so it is Rizal, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, AO. It's a representative AO Management located at 67 Clinton Street. It will be a full liquor license. It will operate a full-service restaurant, specifically a Chinese restaurant, with kitchen open and serving food during all its operation. The hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday. It will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You are not having security. You will install soundproofing. And I don't remember if we got to this last month. The windows open on the front, don't they? Or is it a closed facade?
You mean the first floor?
Yeah, the first floor. Do the windows open?
Yeah, full.
I think they do.
Yes, it can open, yeah.
So we're just gonna say
We'll close
You
at
keep it
the end.
closed.
Yes.
yeah, you just have to close them at 10 o'clock. We'll check off that. You will not have days, live music, third-party promoted events. Any event which a cover fee is charged or scheduled performances. You'll play ambient background recorded music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3 first. You will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. You will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You will not have a happy hour. You will not have wait lines. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no noise, loitering, or crowds. You will conspicuously post a stipulation, and residents may contact the manager owner's number below. And should this be the owner as above or a manager for the contact? What name and number do you want to use for people to contact if there are problems?
You can put down the manager's phone number.
Okay, and the manager's name is?
Ethan.
Ethan?
Yeah.
Ethan?
E-A-S-O-N. Ethan.
Ethan, sorry.
I'm sorry, say
EASON.
EASON, correct?
Yes.
And what's the last name?
S-I-T-U, C2.
SITU, okay. And a phone number?
347 331 7989.
What's the last number? What was the last number?
7989.
89, okay. Okay. So everything look good, everything on that stipulations is what we discussed last month and you agree to, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a committee vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smelter, yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. James, the office will be sending out the stipulations for you to get signed and returned by Friday. And
Yes, I will, yeah.
you know the drill, and then you're set. So thanks very much for coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
so we also have, we have another item that is really essentially has been approved by us before. They're just coming back because they didn't go to the state in time. This is item number 13, Marshall Stack.
Here.
So I'll give a brief little description of what you're doing. Okay, so Bridge and Tunnel LLC, doing business as Marshall Stack, is seeking a full on-premises license for the premises located at 13-149 Allen.
No. 149.
149. Oh, I see what it is. Sorry, the number was copied in front of it. So. But it's 149 Allen Street.
Yes.
Between Rivington and Stanton.
Corner of River.
Corner of Rivington. Yeah. So New York, New York. It's an application for an establishment of 72 people, 8 tables, 51 seats with one 17-foot bar, less than a full-service kitchen serving food, 2 televisions, recorded background music only. There are 38 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. The applicant has been at this location since 2006. We previously approved for an upgrade to a full OP back in 2018. And this was because they were moving the entrance because they were too close to a school. They were within 200 feet, or a church, not a school. So they were moving the entrance. The applicants, and he can tell us a little more about that, but he was unable to do that due to the COVID pandemic and some other issues. So because of that, he had to come back to us before he goes to the state for approval because it's been more than 2 years. He's held a license for 18 years. He has 2 other locations within CB3. There were no commercial dwelling complaints at this location within the last 2 years. We received no support or opposition prior to this meeting for this application. 25 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor, and they're essentially keeping all other aspects of their business the same. They're just upgrading to full liquor, correct?
Correct. One note, you said a 17-foot long bar, it's a 30-foot long bar.
Okay. In there. Okay. Anything else that
No.
there's? Okay. Is there anyone from the public here to speak to this item? Please raise your Zoom hand. None? Okay. Anyone from the committee have any questions about this? Yeah. Okay. You want to go ahead and put the stipulations up then? We'll read through those quickly. And again, these are the current stipulations. We're just changing it from beer and wine to liquor. And you were able to move the door now, right? I think I saw the work being done. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Matthew Kelly is a qualified representative of Bridge and Tunnel LLC, located at 149 Allen Street, is a full liquor license, will operate a tavern with less than a full service kitchen, food served until midnight, Monday through Wednesday, hours of 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., Saturday, 1 p.m. to 4 a.m., and Sunday, 1 p.m. to 2 a.m. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You've been there, you don't need to install soundproofing, you haven't had any complaints. You don't have a doorman or security, do you? I think so. We'll close any front and rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. or when amplified sound is playing. Will not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged for stage performances. Will play ambient background queer music only. Will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls. Will not have a movie, including boozy brunches. Will have a happy hour ending by 7. Will not have wait lines. Will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering outside. Will post a stipulation and residents may contact the manager owner at the number below. It's Matthew Kelly, 212-228-4667. Very good. Okay. Then we will move to a vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer? Yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay. So your application, we've recommended approval. You'll be getting, do you have an attorney?
No.
Okay. So the office will be sending it out to you You'll get the stipulations. You need to have those signed and notarized and get them back to us by Friday. But the office will include those instructions in the email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna ask you, I'm
Yeah.
like, are you sending it to my apartment or the bar?
No,
I'm a little
they'll
old school.
send it.
Email reach you.
Yeah, they will include it, and all the instructions will be in the email as well.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, have a great night.
Okay, and I think the other. Oh, I know, number 5, Bagel Cafe and Ray's Pizza. Is the applicant here in person? Or if they're on Zoom, please raise your hand if you're here for number 5, Bagel Cafe and Ray's Pizza at 2 St. Mark's. Maybe they are, oh, there's someone. Okay,
Okay, I'm here.
you're the applicant.
Yes.
And do you have an attorney or representative with you at all tonight, or?
No, I mean, I do have, but he's not with me.
Okay, that's okay. I was just we would just promote them if they were, but that's fine.
Okay, great.
So I'm gonna give a quick little summary as you heard, and then you can just add anything or make any corrections. So this is Agoriani doing business as Bagel Cafe and Ray's Pizza, seeking a beer and wine license for premises located at 2 St. Mark's Place. It's the corner of 3rd Avenue and St. Mark's. This is an application for an establishment of 50 people, 15 tables, 30 seats, serving Italian food, pizzeria, and a bakery with full kitchen, serving food during all hours. They are open 24 hours a day, no televisions, no music. There are 16 on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location is licensed to sell beer. You had a package store. You were selling retail, right?
Yeah,
So and now you're just upgrading to a beer and wine to serve, correct?
just beers, yes.
Oh, just beer. Okay, so now you're
Yeah, no liquor at all.
And then, so this applicant hasn't been a license holder, but is the general manager of this business for the last 10 years. There were no 3-1 complaints for this location. 13 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. We have received no opposition or support. I don't know, in a second we'll ask if there's anyone here. So again, this is an existing business that's operating. They're just adding the beer service. And because you are 24 hours a day, you still have to stop serving beer at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You cannot serve beer 24 hours a day.
No, we don't.
And that's a state thing. That's not,
Yeah. Okay.
not us, but that's a state law. So, okay. Is there anyone here? Oh, so before I go to the public, do you have anything you wanted to add or change?
No, everything is clear.
And you're keeping everything exactly else the same, right? You're just adding beer.
Yeah, it's just beer, yeah.
Is there anyone here from the public for this item? Please raise your hand. Any committee members have any questions for this applicant? Okay, so we are going to put the stipulations up, which you'll agree to.
Yep.
Or- So it is Jean Villavicencio, is that?
Villavicencio.
Villavicencio.
Right.
Qualified representative of Bagel Cafe and Ray's Pizza Corp. at 2 St. Mark's. We'll have a beer and cider license. We'll operate full-service restaurants, specifically an Italian pizzeria and bakery. Kitchen open serving food during hours of operation. The hours of operation are 24 hours a day, all 7 days a week. You will close off for dining allowed under the open dining program and any other uses by 10 p.m. You don't have security or soundproofing. You'll close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. every night or when amplified sound is playing. You don't have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any event in which you cover fee is charged or scheduled performances. You will play ambient recorded background music only, will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3, will not seek a change in class without coming to CB3 first, will not participate in pub crawls or party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches, will not have a happy hour, will not have wait lines, will post a stipulation beside the liquor license, and residents may contact the owner at the number below, and it's 917-600-3237.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move to a committee vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lang?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Mike Cameron?
Yes.
Okay, so that your motion, resolution motion passes. As you heard, the office will be sending out these stipulations to you within the next day or so. You just need to get them notarized back to the community board by Friday.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And we are going to move on to, again, we're taking a few things out of order, but should essentially be an easy one because I know they met with the community groups and came to an agreement with them. Number 19, which is Poppy, East 12th Street, 503-505 East 12th Street. You know, the applicants are here in person. If you're here to speak to this item from the public, please raise your Zoom hand and I'll go through this and we can call you as soon as we're done. Okay. There we go. This is East 12 Incorporated, doing business as Poppy, is seeking a full on-premises liquor license in the premises located at 505 East 12th Street. It's an application for an establishment of 74 people with 29 tables, and I think the only thing we need is the number of seats. With a 22-foot rectangular bar with 10 seats, full kitchen with food served during all hours of operation, no television from live musicians, DJs, and streaming devices. There are 25 on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This location is currently licensed, and this is a transfer application. The applicants have never been license holders, but have worked at hotels for the last 7 years. There were no 3-1 complaints at this location within the past 2 years. Oh, and the one thing I did not get from this, check this additional signatures in a moment, but they're proposing hours of 12 p.m. Closing by 1 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, opening at 12 p.m. closing by 2 a.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I think that's a brief summary. I will turn it over to the applicants and let them.
Sure. Good evening, Anthony Caraballo for the applicants, Leonora and Kai. This is an OP located at the address you indicated, 503 to 505. Extensive outreach. They met with the community on Saturday. That's the updated hours pursuant to their agreement. And then these also Clint on the petition signatures. So the petition signatures is 36 signatures in the immediate area. We had originally submitted 64. Some of them were struck, but there's a lot of signatures for the exact block and also the building and 2 adjacent buildings. So substantial outreach was done. The applicants met with Laura Sewell, the East Village Community Coalition, who was great from day one. We sent emails. She gathered everybody together. North Avenue A Neighborhood Association and East 12 Block Association. So they came to an understanding on Saturday, and essentially the prior occupant, there were some issues, but Dome settled things down. They've been a good operator for several years, and Laura and Kai are going to operate in a similar fashion. So we'd be glad to address any questions you might have.
I know there are a couple people from the public, so if that's everything you have, we'll move to the public.
Yeah, we have a speaker also.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's true. I have his right over here too. So yeah, we'll let them speak from Zoom first, and then we'll get you next.
Okay. Sorry about Laura.
Okay, Laura, you can go ahead, please.
Yes. So I'm just reiterating, this is a sale, a bulk asset sale, so they're buying the business. So we expect them to abide basically by Dome STIPs. The few things that were different were the hours, and Sunday through Wednesday, they agreed to start out with 11 a.m. With 12 a.m. Closing. We aren't aware of any problems with the sound system, the internal sound system. The applicants are interested in adding acoustic jazz, and they said they would do that 2 to 3 nights a week and ending by 10 p.m. And that the DJ's intent is for background music only. In our experience, bringing in DJs has led to unacceptable late night volume. So we suggested that they work with a sound engineer to ensure that the levels they intend to provide are not audible in the neighboring apartments. I know that we've done that successfully in others locations working with CB3. So we told them that the outdoor speaker isn't legal, that existing from Dome, and they've agreed to remove it. And I think those are the only additional issues beyond the stipulations Dome had, which particularly they do not intend to use the backyard for commercial purposes. That was an enormous problem. So I think that's off the table. So that's my understanding of where we landed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, so two folks on. Snoopy, go ahead. Yeah, Snoopy, I think you've unmuted yourself. You can go ahead and speak, please. Okay, Snoopy, we're gonna move on. I don't know if you're having technical, maybe you're connecting now. Okay, now you're muted.
Can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
go ahead, please.
Okay, thanks. I couldn't see where I could adjust it. Thanks. Actually, I live in the adjacent building at 198 Avenue A, and I have an echo. One sec. I'm sorry I didn't come to the meeting with Laura Sewell on Saturday. I had other things to do. But one thing is that it's not true that there were no complaints about Dome, because I've had an ongoing problem with the exhaust fan, which is 12 feet from my window. Okay, and sadly, Dalen management didn't change it as I've requested twice from the previous tenants who've rented the place. Okay, this is ongoing. There was a violation issued on in 2019 on October 26th, 2019. And there have been complaints. So it's not true that there were no complaints for the exhaust fan. And as far as the music, I think there were complaints. That wouldn't affect me since I'm in the back, but I do look up complaints that are being made on the 311 because there's a lot of complaints for the parties at the corner properties at 196 Avenue A and 194 Avenue A. And I look sometimes to see if my neighbors are complaining, and I do see complaints made for commercial at 505 East 12th Street. So that has occurred under the Dome proprietorship. So this is my concern. I'm going to meet with the owners. I would love for that machine to stop being used. It's a thimble on a stick suspended in midair. It's a powerful motor. It's 12 feet from my window, and it's horrible. Okay, I know the Mace people changed the motor, but it's terrible. So it's a concern.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. I think Susan was going to clarify.
Yeah, I was just going to clarify for complaints. If they don't come to, we consider a complaint as a complaint that comes to the office. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be looking up 311s because we have over 1,000 licenses, so we don't routinely look them up.
Okay.
So I just want people to know that, you know, in addition to calling 311, if that doesn't resolve the problem and working with the owner doesn't resolve the problem, please let the board know.
Okay, Nick Bradley?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm speaking on the behalf of the Poppy ownership. Just making sure I'm in the right queue.
Yes, you're on the right.
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually the former owner. So I've been dealing with Leonora and Kai throughout the process, and I just wanted to speak to their character and the operation that they explained that they were going to use the space for. They are experienced owners or experienced operators within New York City. They're also residents of New York City. It was important to myself and my business partner to hand the space off to somebody that would be in line with what the neighborhood was looking for, and not somebody who would look to do anything that would disrupt the neighborhood. It was important to me and to my partner that they had experience as Kai and Leonora do have, and that their concept was in line with what the block was requesting of us, which was a restaurant or a food-focused establishment. I think that, in speaking to them about the space, it was important for us to convey to them that, it's a neighborhood, and the neighborhood is looking for a neighborhood spot that can add and not take away from the folks that have families and are looking to have a peaceful environment. And their concept seemed to be very much in line with that, and that was important to myself. And I thought the legacy of the space, and we had a great run in the space, and I wanted to make sure that the operators were respectful. And everything that they have done since I've been dealing with them for the last 3 or 4 months has been nothing but positive and respectful. And I'm happy they're in the space.
Thank you. We have one other person that hasn't spoken, Nina.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Sorry, that's actually me. This is Snoopy. It's Nina. Sorry. Hi.
Oh, you're being sneaky and signing on with some other name now?
No, you know what? I was like signed in on 2 different accounts for some reason. Sorry. This
No
is
problem. No problem.
computer glitch. Apologies.
No problem. Totally
So
fine.
Thank you.
Was she gonna say something?
Okay. Sorry.
Just bring her back for a
Okay.
second. I think she was saying something. Sorry, Nina, we cut you off, but were you saying one more thing? Or?
yeah, I just wanted to add something about the backyard, because Laura said, quote, no commercial use for the backyard. And just as far as what that means, Mace put there a walk-in refrigerator in the backyard, and that was a 24-hour nuisance with the compressor, cycling 24 hours a day, and totally illegal. Okay, so, in lieu of the meetings and saying they won't have, seating, et cetera, they did use it for that. So I just wanted to put that out there as far as,
Make sure no use of the backyard at all, is what you're asking.
Sorry?
You're saying no use of the backyard at all, not just for seating.
Well, defining what commercial is, they put a walk-in refrigerator, which was a kitchen accessory or however you'd frame it. But I just want to point that out, that
it's serving alcohol.
Yeah. But we have put stipulations on that there's no use of backyards, period.
Okay. I didn't hear period. I heard commercial. So I just wanted to make that point.
People go sit up.
Thank you.
No, we put.
No, I mean, a person. Suppose you go speak to the owner. Can the 2 of you go sit in the backyard?
I don't know I don't know what you're asking, Susan. I mean, we've on many applications or many businesses, we've said no use of the backyard, period, at all.
I thought it was commercial.
No, I think we said specifically no use, like the chocolate place on Avenue A. We told them no use at all for anything whatsoever. Because they were trying to say they were just using it to hose their mats off and stuff, and we said no. No use at all. Anyways, I don't think you're intending to use it for anything. You're shaking your head, so you're not intending to use
So if I
it.
can interject, absolutely no refrigerator, but they were planning on putting a garden back there.
I was just gonna say, what about
And they were
this?
gonna use it.
Yes, I mean, I think, a garden and plants, I think they're fairly quiet and they don't really disturb people, so I think they're okay with that. seemed to just be concerned about like the compressor and the refrigerator door slam and stuff like that. Just herbs, okay.
And also, if I can address it quickly, we've emailed with her, we're gonna meet on
Yeah.
Saturday.
And she mentioned that she's meeting with you, so, you know, if you're gonna commit to working with her on the exhaust system, that's great. Okay, was there anyone else online? Because then if not, I have this gentleman, Sean, Sean. Do you wanna go ahead and, actually, where's the mics?
At the top there.
Was there early run?
Well, I don't think I.
Well, they, just people in the room, we can hear you, but. Just for people on Zoom.
You won't
Check.
hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just,
They'll hear it.
Sean Lonsfield, I've been resident in the East Village since '93, downtown before that for 10 years. So all my friend basis is here, and I've helped to set up 6 restaurants in the East Village over the years. Most had a good run, mainly from the kitchen aspect and from my training staff, that kind of thing. Anyway, here to speak on behalf of Lenore and Kai. I've had a business relationship with Kai for some time now, as colleagues in a loose partnership, and we do catering and other such things. His clients are happy, his staff are contented, he's a good businessman, very reliable. And I wanted to speak to a couple of things that Nina Snoopy brought up. One is the fan from the kitchen. You can probably get an extension hood that puts it further away from her with a baffling element. That's probably no problem. And as far as the backyards go, it's hard to make it completely off limits because sometimes you just need to air out the place or do whatever. But yeah, as far as no service out there, I can see where that is it is a necessary thing. Plus, it's not conducive to any kind of service at all.
Well, it was used in the past, which was a big problem.
Which is weird, kind of, because it's, yeah, I wouldn't want to sit back there. What else can I say? I live next door to what was the notorious Ruby 188. Yeah. And during the COVID, it had, yeah, anyway. Their windows louvered open. They went from an acoustic kind of group to like plug in everything, and it just got loud, loud, loud. I know the neighbors in front of my building complain because I'm right next door. But their windows don't open, and knowing their sensibilities, I'm sure what they want is something that's very ambient, low key, and just has a really good vibe to make people like enjoy the time there. From a food standpoint, that's my thing, and I think they're going to bring an element to the street that hasn't been there before, and actually to the whole area that hasn't. I guess the closest thing would be Hearth when I was there. So yeah, and that's all I have to say. Really.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so I think. Oh.
I wasn't going to speak on this, but I do have, in terms of what Snoopy was saying about the noisy fan, I have experience with this. I've an exchange of, sorry. Frank Mack and I live on East 4th Street, and we've had issues with noisy fans over the years. I remember when it was possible to bring to the SLA committee a complaint about a noisy fan. It was a bar called Black Iron Burger on 5th Street, directly behind our building, and it was immediately addressed by the owner. The issue was immediately addressed. Now that place has changed hands recently, and they put a humongous fan up there, which just echoes it's a kind of a canyon of buildings
This is a
there.
complaint?
No, well, I'm just saying, well, I have made the complaint, I've made noise complaints, 311 complaints about that, about pollution. 311 complaints really are quite ineffective. And I know you have a policy that you don't address this through the SLA, but really it was so much easier when we could bring a complaint and have it addressed directly.
But it wasn't, the problem is that I then took it back to the office and addressed it. It was brought here, these members they work one night a month.
Right.
So how are they gonna address it?
No, but it's not that them addressing it, it's that the owners would have to come and pay attention or respond.
We simply don't have the resources to do that anymore, but Frank, please.
Okay.
Let me know, make your 311 complaints and then let us follow up. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does.
All right, and just in terms of Snoopy and these people here, what you could do, there's a very effective soundproofing that you can put around those fans. And I did it for the Bowery Poetry Club years ago when they had a neighbor who was complaining about their equipment, and I put this soundproofing around it, and it's really effective. It really worked. And I can send you a link for the for it if you would. I think that would just really help with the neighbors if you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So I think that's everyone. There's people who raised theirs just from before, right? Yeah. Okay. Committee members, any questions? So, I mean, the only thing, and I know you discussed this with Laura and when you met with them on Saturday, I know the one thing you are doing, you're adding music, you're adding acoustic live music.
Correct.
And that is, now, I think in Laura's email or in talking to Laura, it was going to have to go through your sound system because you have the double spaces, so you wanted it to be on both sides, but it's still going to be at background level, correct?
Yeah. It would need to be, not amplified, or if it was, simply through our sound system. Just so, because it's an odd layout, 2 separate rooms.
Yes.
So the band's in this room, we want folks to hear jazz in the other room as well.
And I think you were agreeing to, was it 2 to 3?
Yeah, actually, we were discussing 2, but.
Two nights a week?
3, yeah, we're gonna test it out with 2 first.
Okay.
It's not cheap.
They were pleased, actually. They welcomed it.
Yeah, they actually seemed to be encouraging with the jazz. They all love jazz. I said, great. This is kind of the goal.
Okay. Any other questions about this? I mean, it was an existing license, so it's, the last place was actually decent. There were problems before when it was double wide.
It was Mace, right?
It was Mace, and then
Before double wide?
It was Mace after. It was
double
Mace, double wide first, and then Mace.
Got it.
And there were problems with both of them. Double wide more so than Mace, but there were still problems with both of them. But Drum kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and they seem to want to follow suit. So. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put up the stipulations. Okay, so it's I, Ramir Razdik, East 12 Incorporated, located at 503 to 505 East 12th Street. It's a full liquor license. We'll operate a full service restaurant, specifically a new American restaurant with kitchen and open food, serving food during hours of operation. Hours of operation are Sunday to Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 1 a.m., Thursday to Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. Oh, and actually, they changed it. Sunday to Wednesday is 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then Thursday through Saturday is 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then you are not using outdoor space. Well, you're closing all, you are going to have a sidewalk cafe, right? Yes. That has to go through DOT, a whole separate thing. But so you will close all outdoor dining allowed under the open restaurants program by 10 p.m. Have no speakers or TVs outside. You're not having security. The soundproofing seems to be okay as it is. You will have a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows except the entrance door. You will not have DJs. You will have live music, but you won't have third-party promoted events or any event which a cover fee is charged for scheduled performances. I think we just need to put in here that the live music will be 3 nights a week. And it will be composed of acoustic jazz, which will be played through this through the existing sound system. So acoustic unamplified and played through the existing sound system. Is that accurate?
To end by 10 p.m.
Yes, and it will end by 10 p.m. with what you agree.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. And then you'll not apply for an alteration without coming before CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You will have a happy hour that will end by 8 p.m. End by 6 p.m. You will not have wait lines. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. Will conspicuously post the stipulation. Resident contact the manager owner at the number below. And any complaints will be addressed immediately. And the number, Samir Razik, the number is 314-497-4621.
His name is misspelled initially. Yeah, the bottom top is correct.
Oh, there's an R, so.
Thank you.
So the top, the bottom's correct, the top is, okay, got it. And the one thing I think I also, from Laura, your front outdoor space, which this is what you'll have to deal with the DOT, it's actually set back, so I think it's within your property line.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily fall into the sidewalk cafe permits, but you'll deal with that when you apply to the program, so. Just as a note. Okay, everything look good with what's there? Okay, so we will move to a committee vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know the drill. The office will send you out the stipulations and we'll get them back by Friday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So I know there was also some people here for, we're gonna go back to number 2 now, which is Joey Bass. Gamma Lounge, 50 Avenue B. If you are here for number 2, Joey Bass, Gamma Lounge, 50 Avenue B, please raise your Zoom hand. And I know there's some people here in person. Is the applicant isn't here in person, are they? They're all online.
Yeah, promoted a few folks that should be happening soon.
Okay, Rose is there representative from her.
I find that she.
Hello?
Hello, are you the applicant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I see Rosa is here.
Yeah, hi, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna give a brief summary and then we'll give you a chance to add or correct anything. Actually, before I start, I have a question. So I was a little confused. I know you just put a corporate change through last month for Joey Bats, the TCA was leaving the corporation and it's been taken by new partners. This application and questionnaire you submitted is still listed under Joey Bats. Is that because?
It's because the liquor authority hasn't finished the paperwork yet. That's the only reason.
That's what I was gonna say, because the corporate change hasn't gone through, that's why he's still listed on everything. But he's not.
Yes.
That's, I just wanted to make sure and clarify that at the beginning, but that's what
Yes, we're on the same page.
Yeah, and so after the corporate change goes through, Joey is completely gone and has nothing to do with the business anymore, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick summary. So what is the new corporate name gonna be?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. What was that?
What is the new corporate name going to be? What is the new corporation?
No, the corporate name is staying the same.
The corporate name is staying the same, it's just the partners change. So you're keeping Gamma Lounge. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Gamma Lounge is seeking a method operation change to add DJs, live music, and extend the hours until 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. And the premise is located at 50 Avenue B between 3rd and 4th Streets. This location was previously approved in September of 2021 to Gamma Lounge, doing business as Joey Bats for an establishment with a certificate of occupancy of 183 people, 26 tables, 117 seats, 2 bars, 10 seats, and 4 seats respectively. Hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, with a food prep area, serving small bites all hours of operation. They had 3 television, live, acoustic, unamplified music at background level in the cellar only. And that was to include comedy shows. There were 16 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. Prior to the most recent business, this was previously licensed to Sunrise Shadow, which was Lovecraft. That license expired and closed in July of 2018. There were 35 commercial brew and 1 complaints, with 15 requiring NYPD action since 2022. 5 residents and the East 4th Street Lower Avenue B Block Association wrote in opposition to this application, primarily because of noise, crowds, and the fact that the business has not been following the stipulations that they agreed to in 2021. And, they're concerned about this turning into a club and becoming a problem, which is what they've dealt with for many years in the past. 18 residents lots signed the petition in favor. And again, they are the main method of operation changes. They are adding DJs, extending the hours to 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, adding live music and dancing. Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to add, correct, change, etc.?
No, just that we removed the karaoke. We changed our mind about that. And we did submit more signatures in support of this application. And we also reached out to a bunch of block associations and no one answered.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I know we do have some speakers here in person. I think we'll start with, if you're here on Zoom, please raise your Zoom hand if you'd like to speak to this item. Okay, looks like we have Megan Bryant.
Hi, I just wanted to quickly say I live above, right above the restaurant and bar. I've lived in this building for almost 20 years, and when that space has been allowed to stay open that late and has been a club, it has been unbearably loud, and I don't support it being open until 4. We're turning back into a club. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Megan. Anyone else? Okay, we have friend in the neighborhood.
Sorry, hi, this is Casey. I live in the building, the same as Megan. And I just want to say that this is the 5th time in 21 years where someone has put in an application to use that basement. And we are here again saying that it doesn't work in this building. The DJs are constitutionally incapable of lowering the volume on anything. Our walls shake. I'm levels above what would be the space of music, and I can still have shaking pictures on my walls, and to have it open till 4 a.m. is just unbelievably cruel to the residents. And also in the application, it said there was not going to be any planned third-party promoted things, and they've already had that. They've already had the third party that was probably like, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks ago. And there are people spilling out onto the sidewalk, and it's really quite loud and quite annoying. And it's almost impossible, I would say, to soundproof this building, because we've all been told it's soundproof by owner after owner after owner of that space down there, and it just never seems to work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Casey. Anyone else here on Zoom, please raise your hand. If not, we're going to move to the people here in person. Okay, so I know I have, let's go with Frank. We'll just go ahead and start with you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank Packin, East 4th Street Block Association. We had this problem start 25 years ago with nightclubs and like the Souk and Carnivale and people in this particular location, and it was a freaking nightmare. And I think if we've learned in the 25 years is that nightclubs and residential areas do not mix. I think that's the city in general has learned that. And East 4th Street is one of the few true streets that go from east to west to east of the city, and it's the lowest one short of Houston Street. So we get regular traffic, but when these nightclubs were going, we had it back right up 4th Avenue A and then down into 4th Street, so the honking of And then Avenue B was clogged. It was just a nightmare of traffic and a nightmare of noise. I think the recent shootings have like just brought back all the memories of all that stuff. And so we really do not want to go backwards. So I think anything to do with creating a club in that basement and late hours and dancing and DJs, I think the people in the building certainly suffer the most, but we all do. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. If you want to hand it back to Michael.
I live in the building, I've been there since '92, and I'm also opposed to this application. For the same reasons my neighbors are opposed to it. It's been a nightmare when they've stayed open late, and it's just no way to soundproof it. It comes up to the risers. There's actually an enclosure that the original owner, applicants and owners, China loves it, China. They started it all, and it's like a drum. And so it connects to the space on 4th Street. I live in 240, but it's the same thing as the beach, and it amplifies up into the courtyard as well as up through the floor joists and the walls, etc. So the application, the late, I'm opposed to the late, you change the late night hours, and also the live music and the DJs. That just it just can't work. And it hasn't worked. We know it doesn't work. I can say 100%. So I guess that's all. And the only thing I was looking at the application, the Joey Bath, but they have house watch painted in black letters on the outside. So I'm not sure what that's about. But it doesn't seem to jive with what is on the application. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Before Mark Haney, I'm also a tenant at 240 East 4th Street, which is the same building, 50 Avenue B. Before I make my remarks, I just have a question about this change in corporate thing. So once the change happens, do they have to come back and reapply for a license, or?
No.
Somebody explain this to me, because I think, I convened chair of East 4th Street Avenue B Residents Association, and we've been letting people know about this application, and a number of people have asked me, what's this all about? They find it very confusing. So if someone could lay this out clearly to us so we understand what's going on and what the process is.
So this is it. It's the same business. Corporate change, it is the same business. The people are different, but it is exactly the same business. It's not a new license. The stipulations stay the same. They are required to notify us if the change is 50% or more. If it's 79%,
which it is in this case.
If it's 79%, they don't have to. If it's 80%, it is a notification. They are not coming to us for input because it's exactly the same business.
Right, but the DCA, the nature of the business is completely different.
Yeah. Nobody ever has to come even notify the community board, change their trade name. They don't ever have to.
It's not just the trade name, it's itself that happens inside that space.
That's a different thing, Mark, and we'll deal with that.
Yeah,
But legally, and you're absolutely right, because I printed what they're advertising. So you're absolutely correct, but that's not what a corporate change. A corporate change is the exact same business with the same stipulations, same license. And we're notified, and that's it. And we send back a letter saying, these are the stipulations, please make sure they continue to be on the license. This committee doesn't do it, the office does that.
So that happened last. The corporate change came to us last month and it was approved, but then why Joey Bats is still listed on the application is because paperwork hasn't been finalized to the state. So in the state's eyes, Joey Batista is still. So once that paperwork is, it transfers to the news.
Who's getting the feedback?
Okay, so but the business is.
Yeah, that's what they're here for tonight.
Okay.
So that's what this application is, to change the nature of the business, the method of operation.
Okay.
So that's what they're asking for tonight, is extending the hours to 4 a.m.,
I see.
having DJs like, so it was a two-part process that they completed one part last month, but it hasn't gone through the state channels yet. Now they're here to change the
Where's the other mic?
Okay,
method of operation.
Not on the table.
He hasn't.
okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
A number of people,
Yeah. It's confusing, that's why.
Yeah, okay. So my own opinion on this is that I oppose this application. As other people have stated, who live in the building, we've seen this, we've lived for several iterations. This will now be the fifth business, and I think the issue here is a couple of things. Every time somebody has come forward for this, they've always applied as a restaurant. And then the food service never pans out or doesn't last very long. And it quickly devolves into just a bar on the street level and a club in the basement. And that's probably exactly what's going to happen this time again. And the reason is that the way the space is laid out, both the basement spaces and the street level spaces, is they're diagonally on two different parts of the building, and they're connected through the basement level. And the kitchen is on the way far end away from all the rest of the stuff up on the street level. So to the extent that any food gets prepared and served, it has to go downstairs, across, and back up. And I remember when China One was operating there 20 years ago, they would actually have their waiters carry the food out in the middle of winter around the corner. And so it's just, the whole space is such that it's not really gonna work as a restaurant. It won't play out like that. I can guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. And I don't know if that's because that's the way the businesses who rent the space want to operate it, or that's the way the landlord rents it to them. In other words, you have to take the whole space, both corners of the building, both the basement and the street level, or you don't get it. And so then the only way they can make a profit there in that space is to run as a bar or a club. They can't make it, because that's why these businesses cycle in and out so quickly. And so I think in this case, we just have to sort of say, stick to the current stipulations, which are, 12 o'clock Sunday through Thursday, 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday, no DJ, no third-party promotion, none of that stuff. Just do exactly what Joey Bass Cafe did when they were operating it. And I think those of us who live above can sort of make that work. But as Casey stated, they've already had third-party promoters there. They've already done some of the stuff that they're not supposed to do. So it's kind of like, it leaves me very suspicious of the new owners. Unless they were never told that these stipulations existed, which might be possible, but, they're clearly going ahead and violating it anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. Okay, so I think that's everyone here. That was everyone on Zoom. Susan actually has.
Yeah, I would like to connect it to reality of the last 20 years. So when I started this job 20 years ago, first problems I had were China wanted 50 Avenue B. I'm sorry, thank you. Was China wanted 50 Avenue B with illegal dancing in the basement and lots of noise, and 4751 Lasute.
Yeah.
This has been going on for 20 years, but what I would like to speak about right now is that Swatch is currently advertising what they're doing illegally on their Instagram. For instance, they have 1 hour open bar. You're not allowed to ever have an open bar. It encourages drinking, it's against. They're having adult X-rated comedy shows. They are allowed to have comedy shows, that they've never come to us for adult shows. They're having dancing. Dancing is legal if it's a method of operation, method of your operation. They've never applied for that to be a method of their operation. This is a very old building. The people, I believe, are all rent regulated, they cannot leave, they don't have an option like their market rate friends do. So I think I think we need to, in the resolution, mention and give them links of what they're not doing correct already, and ask to have the SLA enforce the stipulations that exist.
Just for the references, about a third of the apartments in the building are now market rate, but about 2/3 are electrical.
Okay, so we're gonna hand it back over to you, Rosa, and I'm sorry, I didn't actually get your name. I called you the applicant in the beginning, but I didn't get your name.
I'm sorry? Oh, who are you talking about?
Wow, I called him the applicant, but I didn't get what was your name?
Joey's here with us and Omar's also here with us.
Omar, okay. Okay, so do you want to respond to anything you just heard?
Yes, so I do want to respond because a lot of the issues that I hear are coming up and I really want to be able to talk about any current complaints, but everything is from previous. We're not adding a nightclub here. We're increasing the hours by a couple of hours on the weekend. We're not looking to change the method of operation. We're actually adding more food to the menu and everything else. And about those adult comedy shows, what specifically? We haven't had any adult comedy shows.
It's advertised on your Instagram page, House Watch's Instagram page. It's all over there, as well as the videos of the full-fledged club playing show training.
It's a club.
So this is we're going to share the screen of what's on House Watch's Instagram page.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
So that's one of the videos of some of the parties that have been going on.
Uh-huh.
And then if we go back to the page, there's the, Triple X comedy show. There's obviously promoted events, scheduled performances. I mean, it's.
Yeah, that's another one. There's a performance at 8 o'clock and they have no scheduled performances.
And the scheduled performances is actually contrary to the zoning in that district. So you can't have them in that zoning district. That was made very clear when Joey came to us originally. So again, we're not talking about things we're talking about things that have happened since July.
Okay.
The new applicant has taken over. I myself have observed lines on the street. The windows have been open until almost midnight at some points. I walk by on weekends. So, the issue is they're not adhering to the stipulations they currently have. So I myself I'm not comfortable extending it when they haven't shown that they can adhere to the existing stipulations. I mean, that's off the bat, that's my opinion, but.
So I'm going to ask if we can put this over for next month so we can address all of these things. And if I can have the contact information for the people that did attend this meeting so we can have open dialogue.
Sure.
By the way, I never got a notice from Rosa.
Yeah.
About wanting leaving Rosa, so unless my email was incorrect.
I mean, you're welcome to withdraw, but what I will, you can address the issues, but I'm gonna say for myself, next month it's gonna change much. I'm operating for a period of time under the current stipulations and adhering to those before I would be comfortable adding anything, let alone 4 AM and DJs and everything else, but. Yeah.
Seems like.
So I mean, you're welcome, you have every right, you can withdraw, you're welcome to do that. And you can next month or at any point in the future, you're welcome to do that if that's what you choose.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do right now.
Okay, so you need to send an email to the office, to Ed at the office, just letting him know you're withdrawing and if you're planning on coming back.
You can email the 30-day notice when you're ready.
Okay, sounds good, Susan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming and watch. It sounds like it's gonna be back on and she'll be reaching out to you. Thank you for coming.
20 years.
And it's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Keeps going.
I mean,
Okay.
Then you were just, whoever said, about the echoes of 20 years ago, it was in the gunshots and all that. I mean, it's not unfamiliar.
The mounted police were there.
Mounted police even.
Yeah, there was horses.
Get out, really?
Yeah. That was a different.
Okay, so we are gonna move on to, let's see. What are you here for?
Jose Luis.
You're Jose Luis. Okay. Let's go ahead and do Jose Luis next.
Thank you so much.
So, number 14, if anyone is here from the public for Jose Luis, number 14, please raise your Zoom hands. There will be, but, so generally, so you're just coming in for, I'm gonna read my thing before I get the summary.
Excuse me, sir, will you just, whenever you speak, please, thank you.
Okay, Jose Luis Corporation is doing business as Jose Luis Restaurant and seeking an upgrade to a full on-premises liquor license in the premises located at 186th Avenue B. It's an application for an establishment of 74 people, 10 tables inside, as well as one 12-foot bar with 8 seats and 9 backyard tables with 36 seats with a full kitchen serving food during hours of operation, playing recorded background music with no televisions. There are 11 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. The applicant is actually, you've operated this business since 2019? 2020. When you actually, so the applicant has operated this with a beer and wine license since 2020. We have not received any support or opposition for this prior to the meeting, and 7 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition. They are proposing, so they aren't changing any other method of operation other than adding full liquor from beer and wine. Is there anything you want to add?
Sorry, man. Just something simple, you know, my son. The business is 4 years, you know, the first one, you know, started in 2020, but then after the business started to make a good, but now I don't know really, but I have so many families depending on the business. Really the business is very coming down. I see no the food you can check out here in internet, it's 5 times for 4 years, both Google and Yahoo. The point is, you know, the people love the something else, you know, sometimes come and say, can you give me one martini, one dish, I really, I don't know how do you make it that. Really, I try to do that, okay, I put, you know, you need to put money for that, for the business of life. It's very simple. I don't want to lie, I don't want to tell you stories. This is the step I need to do because I need to keep my customer and I need to try to keep another customer. It's very, very basic. That's it.
And for the committee's benefit, prior to Jose Luis, the location has been licensed as a full liquor before. He's had beer and wine since he's been in operation, but the prior business had full liquor. It was, to be.
Before the.
Barbone.
Yeah, Barbone.
Barbone, and they had full liquor.
Yeah, they were a problem.
Barbone was a problem?
Where's the address?
186.
186.
No, Barbone was the quiet Italian restaurant.
Barbone closed like
Yeah, they closed.
15 years.
And Jose Luis has been since 2018?
Since 2020 was when you were.
2020.
They do have a background.
Yeah, I mean, that.
So, okay, I don't think there was no one from the public, correct? Just to make sure before we move on.
You can address the other
Yes.
issues?
So who are you?
I'm the partner.
You're the partner.
Yeah.
So your representative is not here tonight then?
No, we have
Okay.
representative. What's up?
So what I wanted to point out, and I was hoping he was here, was he was extremely disrespectful and rude to the office staff when they were requesting information from him. He was very unprofessional and rude, so it's unacceptable when the office staff is simply trying to do their job and get the information that we need for the committee. So if you can.
Yeah, I talked with him about that,
Yeah.
because when you email them, I get the email. So I was talking about him, hey, you cannot do it. He was like the
Yeah.
same with me.
We were asking for
did that,
information.
We have another locations, the same, so
Yeah.
we did report with him and say, hey, you have to do. He just came back from a surgery because he has like cancer, he's supposed. He just come back for a really hard time, but it's no other apologies, but I apologize to you. Because he was even mean, and I say, hey, you don't have to talk. Then I talked with Mr. Shan, that is the him, and say, hey, I apologize about this, and I try to make everything more like polite.
Yeah, so I was just gonna, I was hoping he was here too.
No, I totally agree with you, because this guy is very difficult.
Yeah.
We were trying to get your information so that we could keep you on the agenda. And he submitted incorrect forms. And we wanted him to correct, submit the correct one so that everything would be good. And would go easy for you, and the disrespect was.
Yeah,
any other way.
I read the email and I talk with him, and then I talk with Mr. Chan, apologize, and I say to the, hey, please, can you send this way? Just send it, it's just a simple request. And yeah, I appreciate that you said that to me, I already talked to him.
Okay, thank you. I just want to clarify that, because it's just,
Thank you so much.
the staff is overworked as it is, and having people be extremely rude and unprofessional is not helping.
Thank you very much for the last time I take it.
Yeah. Okay, so does anyone on the committee have any questions for this applicant? They're not changing any other method of their operation, they're just adding
No,
liquor.
I mean, to me, they close at 12 a.m.
Yeah,
the latest.
they have early hours.
Right.
Just be careful. I mean, I know you've already been operating with the backyard, but
Yeah,
backyard
the
can be a
backyard, we
problem.
always close by 10.
I don't think we've had any complaints from your backyard, so just keep that up.
For 4 years, close 10.
Yeah.
You
So
can
just,
come in 10 p.m. it's closed.
so just don't become a problem in the backyard.
No, never happened, or whatever.
Okay. So then we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up. It's basically the stipulations you have, except we're now adding full liquor. Okay, so it's I, Diego Correa Bolivar, as a qualified representative of Jose Luis Corp. at 186 Avenue B. Will be a full liquor license, will operate a full service restaurant, specifically a Spanish restaurant with kitchen and open serving food during all of operation. The hours of operation are 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. all days. You will close all outdoor dining and any other outdoor uses by 10 p.m. You don't have any speakers or TV monitors outside. You're a restaurant, you don't have security, there hasn't been an issue with soundproofing. You have a closed fixed facade, no open doors or windows. And yeah, your front window doesn't open, does it?
No window, no.
Yeah.
Before, a long time ago, I replaced because in the winter comes so many windy inside.
So-
I need to put only one.
So you will not have DJs, live music,
No,
party for
no,
events,
no.
any event which you cover fee is charged to scheduled performances, ambient background core music only, not applying for an alteration without coming to CB3, will not participate in pub crawls or party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You will have a happy hour that will end by 8 p.m. You will not have a wait line. You'll have staff to monitor the sidewalk, ensure there's no crowds or noise. You will post a stipulation by your liquor license, and residents may contact the owner or manager at the number below. Diego Correa Boulevard, and it's 347-754-2168. Perfect. Okay. So we'll move to committee vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay. So it passes. The office will be sending out this stipulation we just read. You just need to get them signed and notarized and back to us by Friday.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna talk with you guys.
Okay. So we will skip back. The rest of them are all equally number. So we're gonna go back to number 3. Actually, wait, so we'll take people in. What do you guys do?
We're food. I think it's number 11.
89B Canal, yeah. So we'll take you guys, that's it, okay. So we'll take you guys here since you're here in person, get you out of here.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me just bring up my summary.
The address, 85 Canal.
89B.
Oh.
Here we go, okay. So, Food LLC, doing business as Food, is seeking a beer wine license in the premises located 89B Canal Street between Eldridge and Forsyth. This is an application for establishment of 74 people, 22 tables, 20 indoor with 2 outdoor tables, and 74 seats with about 15 bar seats, a full kitchen serving food during all hours of operation. Hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. with no TVs, recorded music only, and scheduled performances with no cover fee. There are 11 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. Principals have not previously been licensed to sell alcohol. I don't know that they have, I don't think they listed any relevant experience in field. I can speak to that in a moment though. There's been 2 311 complaints with police action since 2018. We did not receive any support or opposition to this prior to the meeting. I don't know if anyone's here to speak to it. 47 residents who live within 2 blocks of location signed a petition in favor. They are proposing hours of operation. It is beer and wine, and it is a full restaurant, but because they're proposing hours later than 12 a.m., that's why it's here. It's not an admin approval. I think that generally covers everything. I would like you to just explain a little bit, I think what you mentioned about scheduled performances. But yeah, so if you want to go ahead.
Hi again, everybody. Anthony Caraballo, joined by Ken Farmer and Lucian Smith. They're 2 of the principals. There's a 3rd principal, Lawrence, it's not here. I'd like to speak a little to outreach. At the onset, we reached out to several block associations multiple times, 2 or 3 times, and we finally got a response today from neighbors on Canal, and they stated, just reviewed your application, and we see it's just beer and wine and not liquor. We will support your application. Look forward to welcoming you to the neighborhood. So I just want to provide that. I can email that to you also.
Add that on there.
Petition signatures. I'm going to have Lucian speak to what they're going to do in a moment. I just wanted to hand out some of these printouts in terms of what they're going to be doing. You guys want to take a quick peek? Thank you so much.
And I'll just throw out, as Anthony's passing this out, the 74 is just something that is, I guess,
That's the other part.
The public assembly,
That's
but our
the
actual
maximum
seats are.
That's what I was going to ask you. You had 74 seats. You can't have 74
So
seats.
we have 20 seats. That's
Yeah.
just something that I think Anthony said that he included,
That's
because
fine.
that's the standard.
That's the maximum, but then-
capacity.
Yeah, 74 is the standard.
Yeah, we don't
capacity.
intend to have.
It's not do a small venue and.
Wait, so you only have, but you have 20 tables and only 20 seats?
No,
It's
2 large
a long
tables.
counter,
Oh.
15 seats, and then 2 little small tables in the back.
Okay.
And Lucian, do you want to speak to what you're going to do there conceptually?
This food was a restaurant started by a cohort of artists in Soho in 1969, all of which is passed except for one, Carol Gooding, who we are working closely with, and the artist estate of Gordon and Clark. So basically the idea is that we will relaunch food with this estate in Chinatown. It'll be an artist-run cafe, affordable food. I was really against like even having, alcohol or liquor there, just because I wanted to preserve the emphasis of food. But in order for us to sort of like have lower prices, it will help to have beer and wine. I would like to stay up until like 2 or even 4 a.m., kind of like some of the Chinese late night restaurants like Woha. And I think there's like a small thing in there about like programming or events, but that's just really like hanging art shows. Like, I don't even think we'll have like openings. It'll just be more like there will be artwork on display from certain artists sometimes during the month.
So the scheduled performances wasn't as much of performances, or it's more for like, you were counting that more for art events?
Yeah, we're just trying to be completely open book about the fact that, it's an artistic space. It is a restaurant first and foremost, but it's an artistic space. And so if someone does something that is performative, we didn't want it to be out of line of what we're presenting, but yes, there's some saying it's really more about art on the walls.
Yeah, it's like a 15-person count.
I think you mentioned creative menu collaborations and things like that, or something,
Yeah, artists working with food, things like that, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item? Please raise your Zoom hand.
The stuff that Lucian's talking about in terms of going late, I mean, it's, as he was saying, it's kind of this idea of like a diner, a place to be able to have an affordable meal in the evening.
What are the prices going to be like?
We'll do curry every day. It'll be like a vegetable or a meat version of it that we'll do in rice cookers that hopefully will be in with like
$5 to $8 that comes with white rice and tea. Nighttime, it might be a little bit more elevated and we have like a guest chef, but during the daytime, it should be, you know, pretty affordable sandwiches, salads, and like a curry per day.
Fabulous. Yes, I live right down here and all the restaurants that are opening in this area are extremely expensive. And, you know, that's where Cup and Saucer used to be, that diner, and it really anchored the block. And the minute that went away, the block just turned to shit.
Yeah. Excuse
my French. So we do look forward to having a steady business that can really bring a little bit of life back to that area. It does seem like there are some pretty big names attached to this project. What are you thinking in terms of crowd control?
You know, that's why we kind of kept it on this 15-person counter. We won't take reservations, it'll be mostly walk-ins. There'll be like a family style booth in the back. I think that we're just gonna manage this operation by like focusing really on the food, not the booze and like this sort of like party vibe. You know, I think there's a bar on the corner time that does a good job already of like having people there. We don't want to be redundant. I think we can sort of maybe work with that bar or like if you're waiting for a table or a chair, you could go there and have a drink and then come back. So I think between the two businesses, we'd be able to like keep it off the street.
I would love to hear a little more consideration given to the congestion issue. You know, time has been a real big problem for the neighborhood. Like, it doesn't just take over that corner, it takes over the entire corner. And hearing that you guys plan on funneling more people there sounds problematic.
Yeah, well, I mean, we won't have any outdoor seating. I also saw that on our application.
So it's not, because I do think that was listed on the application.
Yeah, we submitted a supervision, traffic and control plan for our packet.
Yeah, but
So it's like 5
points. We will do to go and no outdoor seating, so that I figured that if anything, it'll be people taking things out or sitting, but I plan to preserve the intimate feeling of the diner and not so much of like people standing and waiting for a seat outside. If anything, there'll be standing room behind the counter seats.
And Ken, we have a person committed to monitoring the outside, that's the plan. Two other staff members that'll take a look at the outside and monitor.
Yeah, I mean, I live across the street at 83 Canal. I've received support from all the residents in that building. And I've also talked to the local superintendent, Jose Garcia, who's been working there for 20 years, who knows the neighborhood and the locals around there. So I'm most likely going to be hiring him part-time to do cleanup outside and also just to make sure that everything's safe for both the customer and people around.
Susan?
So you're not gonna be part of the open street at all?
No.
So as far as the business that you're looking to, have your customers weigh at, they're overwhelmed. We are currently working with both the police, DOT, and the SLA, regarding the problems there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many, I think they're already, at their limits.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I've seen it, and we originally were looking at Cup and Saucer, we were looking even at the Time location to do a restaurant. I never was planning on doing the outdoor stuff, we didn't take time because there wasn't an operational kitchen, but I hear you, with Cup and Saucer, I originally was looking at that location, we didn't get it in time. But it's more of that vibe that I want to sort of create, and again, the pricing for artists, like I want to keep them low. And yeah, I think that Time's business really only functions because of the outdoor seating. So in the winter months, I don't see that. I mean, you can probably tell now since it's not summer, that's kind of died down a lot.
It's enforced.
Yeah, I'm sure of that too. But yeah, I don't have any others.
Were you able to get any signatures from people in 89?
I got one. So there are, I don't know if you know, no actual residents, it's showing businesses, and I had to go with the landlord to translate, but a lot of those businesses, I don't want to say this.
There's businesses above, not residences?
There's like a
drawing massage parlor, and there's
but it seemed like a lot of people didn't want their signatures being published, but I was able to get one with the landlord and the translator.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I like the idea of, I think we're losing late night food spots, and I like the idea of places, that are serving food, that are food focused,
Yeah.
that are still open late. Like it gives me, kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Yafa Cafe days.
St. Mark's.
Down St. Mark's, they would open.
I
That,
mean-
that used to be a bunch of musicians and.
I mean, I don't-
hanging out there.
I don't have a major issue, with the hours specifically in this location. I think my only kind of would echo what Sandy said is just that, you can't have a line of crowds waiting outside.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you send them away or send them to another bar, wherever, but we can't keep adding to crowds and lines and stuff, so.
You guys are popular guys, so you know that they're gonna come.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought about it that way. My fear is that like no one will come into the restaurant, but I mean, ideally, my ideal night is like 2 a.m. and there's 2 people maybe sitting there having a meal. And yeah, like most of my team hates me because I fought really hard against even having beer and wine. But like you have to support that business somehow. So yeah, I agree.
I think our fear would be that, it gets too popular with, the cool fancy folks and not enough of the starving artists that you actually want to feed are able to get in.
Well, I mean, we spoke about this before, but this all started because I've been running this sort of nonprofit organization called STP, and we host like AA style meetings for artists. We do one at Trinity Church. And one of the things that was coming up with that group is that a lot of those artists were looking for like jobs. So this was more a place to feed them, but also a place to employ them. Yeah, I think there would be like a healthy give back to people who are eating there, working there, or maybe even the same. But yeah, cup and saucer is a really good, I'm trying to appeal to the demographic of people that are there during the daytime, even the locals, and then the people who are there at nighttime, which are maybe more of the visitors and still some of the locals.
Okay. Any other questions from the committee or? Okay, everyone okay with it as it stands, and I think with.
Yeah, I like that it's just wine and beer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up, and we're gonna go through those quickly. This is everything we just discussed with you, but. Okay, so it's I, Lucian Smith, as a qualified representative of Food LLC, located at 89B Canal Street. My license would be a full liquor license, I'm sorry. My license would be a wine and beer license. I will operate a full service restaurant, specifically an American restaurant, with kitchen open food, serving food during all hours of operation. Hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. all days. I will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You are having security doorman. You will install soundproofing. You will have a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows. You will not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any event in which a cover fee is charged. You may have scheduled performances, and then we noted the scheduled performances will be occasional art shows or creative menu collaborations. You will play ambient background for music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3 first. You will not seek a change in class to full on-premises liquor without coming to CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls or have party buses come to my establishment. Will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. Will not have a happy hour. Will not have wait lines. I will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. Will post these stipulations by my license, and residents may contact the owner at the number below, Lucian Smith, and it's 631-413-6989. Okay. Move to committee vote. Stephen Ballinger.
Yes.
Sandy Lay.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Okay, so it passes, and the office will send out your stipulations and get them back to us by Friday. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Come on the East smoothie or something.
Good luck.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck. Okay, on to the next. So I think we've cleared everyone out of the room now.
Good luck with the house party, also.
House watch.
Sorry.
House party may be better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will move on to, okay, let's just go. Let's go to number 3, which is the River Bar Clark LLC at 102 Bayard Street. Would the applicants or representatives raise their hand for the River?
Second.
Frank is coming on. Okay, we have Frank on, and Hester Street Fair, are you the applicant?
Hello?
Okay, we're gonna change the name.
That's fine, but you're the applicant, though, just confirming?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, you can change it to the River if you want, but either way, I just wanted to make sure you confirm you're the applicant, and Frank, your attorney is here, we know that, so. I'm gonna give a quick little summary, and then we'll hand it over to you for anything you'd like to add. So Bar Clark LLC, doing business as the River, is seeking to extend their hours to 4 AM. It's a method of operation change. The premise is located at 102 Bayard Street. It's an application for an establishment of 74 people, 10 tables, 28 seats, 1 bar with 12 bar stools, eclectic and varied food served from a full kitchen during all its operation. The hours of operation are 6 PM. Well, they're proposing 6 PM to 4 AM. I think their current hours were
6 to
2 AM.
Yeah, 6 to 2, that's what I was going back up. 6 to 2 is their current hours, you're extending to 4. There are 19 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. The applicant has operated this business since March of 2022. There were 62 311 complaints at this location with police action necessary since 2018. There's also been complaints for overflowing trash, other issues as well. We did receive letters of opposition from the Chinatown Core Block Association as well as the Dragon Riders due to excessive noise and congestion on the sidewalks, high volumes of pickup and drop-off traffic, uptick in crime related to nightlife, and witnessing patrons leaving this premises after their currently stipulated hours of 2 AM. 12 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor of this application. Again, the only thing really they're changing at the moment is they're proposing to go from 2 AM to 4 AM all nights. Everything else was staying the same. Okay, anything you would like to add, correct, revise, anything to what I said?
Just curious as to why you're counting 311s prior to our opening.
Because we also have to look at the history of the location too, so it's not just the applicant, if the location problem.
Why? It's a change in method of operation. It's not a public interest issue.
We want to look at it.
Just because we want to know if it's a problem location, Frank. If there's been problems in this area for a while, we're going to be hesitant to make any changes.
I also pulled the 311s, and the overwhelming majority are building residential. I'm sure you saw that. There are some bar, store, commercial, but the overwhelming is a residential building house.
Actually, the overwhelming amount of them were directed at 102 Bayard, which I believe the applicant is also the holder of the liquor license. There were 62 noise complaints with NYPD action found for Dr. Clark's, which is next door at 104 Bayard. And so that's not even including all the 311 complaints that didn't have any NYPD action. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm sorry, Clint, who's speaking? I can't see.
That's Sandy.
Hi, committee member.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi.
I only see you 4 guys at the table, so I guess Sandy's on the Zoom.
No, she just waved at you, Frank.
It's a really small, your screen is like really tiny, and I'm old with bad eyes.
So there's me, and then Megan, and then Sandy, and then Steven. There's
You guys want to talk about the 311 complaints?
Well, I just want to make one thing clear. 104 Bayard is Dr. Clark. We opened it in 2020. We're here today to speak about 102 Bayard, which we opened in 2022.
Right,
Most
so
of
one has 11 311 noise complaints, loud music, party, or loud talking with NYPD action, so that's not included, so that's only the ones with NYPD action, so there were a ton more 311 complaints, no NYPD action or follow-up.
Yeah, but again, of those 311s, the residential building house.
No, they're connected to noise, commercial, club, bar, restaurant, I have it up on my screen right now.
These are strictly commercial that we're looking at, NYPD commercial, nothing else.
The ones I'm looking at say noise residential.
We don't look at those. We don't pay any attention to those at all.
Somebody is, because I've only got 7 commercial complaints since 2021. I'm looking at the same 311 I'm sure you guys are looking at.
We look only at NYPD commercial.
Then let's establish the fact that there are only 7 commercial complaints.
Sandy just said there was 11.
No.
So that means there's a.
11 with
This one-
action.
With action, yes.
Yes. We're not talking about the number of
Yeah.
complaints.
Only
We're
counted the
talking
ones
about the
that were
number that the police
residential.
paid.
So we call it
about
crime corrected.
Okay, so then 11 crime correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, of those 11, some are residential.
No, these are,
No.
they're literally,
There.
they say commercial.
How can we be looking at different reports? I'm had it done this morning.
We
I'm
look,
looking at what I see as,
we go to NYPD and then we go to commercial noise. We do not.
so you're not going just to 311.
Correct. We only go to NYPD commercial noise.
That explains why we're looking at different things. I apologize.
It's on the but we look it up on the 311 app, Frank, but it's only through, we filter it out down to NYPD and then also the commercial complaints.
I guess I don't understand why I'm looking at something different, but it doesn't matter. There's a number of complaints there. Do you guys want to, Jasmine, you want to explain?
Yeah, I
What
mean,
you
we
do, who you are, and what you
Hi,
do there?
I operate 102 Bayard Street, not 104. I cannot speak to anything at 104 Bayard Street. I can only speak to the complaints over at 102 Bayard Street.
And your name is?
Yasmin Kitemos. Anyway, yeah, we've had some issues with
And your position is, please?
sorry, I thought I stated that, the operator of 102 Bayard Street.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we've been dealing with an Airbnb above us that has gotten numerous complaints. We've actually had to hire security because we've had issues with them pouring drinks down from the fire escapes, yelling at people. We proceeded to hire security, which has also been helpful to with any traffic that we've been dealing with.
That would not be under the commercial complaints that we're looking at. Airbnb is not the commercial NYPD.
Right, I think that they might be getting confused. We don't, there's been quite a bit of traffic that's coming out of the Airbnbs.
I could explain, the police are responding and they're finding a commercial noise. Airbnb is not commercial noise.
But that's not what's happening. How often have the police come to this location, Jasmine?
I've only ever seen or spoken to the police once.
How long have you been there?
I have been there since day one of construction.
Well, they're filing reports. They're filing reports saying that they're there and they took action.
Yeah, I just looked it up now, Frank, I was looking at what Sandy, yeah, there's 11 of them. And it's not residential, it's commercial and it's loud music, club and bar. So I'm not disagreeing with you that you say the police have only been there a couple times, but I'm just going by what the police have in the 311 system. So, but we spend enough time in the 311s. It's a matter of, you're saying 7, we're saying 11. It's not saying that's the end of the world, so.
But I just sent you what I'm looking at, but it's okay. You're right.
No, I'll take a look at what you said too, but.
There's also the issue of live performances in the space. So on your original application, you said that you would not have any performances, but according to artnet.com, you guys have lots of live performances, poetry, jazz group, Onyx Collective, New Wave Icon.
We've had acoustical, yes, we have had poetry readings. And we did have an acoustic jazz duo play inside.
Is that something you will continue?
It's not often, it's usually for a special event that's close to the public.
So you're actually, when you're having those events, you're closing, you're not, it's basically a private event.
Yes.
You're doing like a whole closing buyout of your space. Not a buyout because you're hosting it, but it's not a generally open to the public. Gotcha.
Correct.
They do signatures.
They got 12 residents who live within a 2-block radius.
We sent another page.
Yeah, I think most of those were struck out. We're not living within the 2-block radius.
The one thing, I guess, is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item? Please raise your Zoom hand if you are here to speak to this item.
Carlin wishes to raise his hand. Oh, here we go.
Okay, Carlin, please go
Yes,
ahead.
can you hear me? Yeah, I'm speaking to oppose this application to extend any kind of hours for Dr. Clark's or the River. Right, the River is a club. It's not a restaurant. Right, they are a prime source of noise after midnight on that Bayard Street. The building residents, the one address 102 actually has 2 tenements. There is a back tenement when these were built over 100 years ago. And sometimes when that back door to either 104 or 102 is open, the residents can't sleep because the noise travels out. Now I have walked by there between the hours of 4 and 5:30 in the morning, and I see people coming out of the river. Right now, you can't see into the river because when that storefront was built up 3 years ago by two entrepreneurs who gave up the location, and the river took it up, they took it upon themselves to cover up the window so you can't see in as to what's going on in there. But they are not good players in this community, and they should not be rewarded with any kind of extension of hours. They have not been operating as per their stipulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public who wishes to speak? Okay. Okay, do you want to respond to anything that you just heard?
Guys?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're sorry to hear that. I think oftentimes we do follow our stipulations. It's employees often stay a little bit longer, cleanups we have a small staff. But we close at 2 a.m. every night. But yes, I understand maybe seeing like 3 or 4 staff members leave there might lead you to believe otherwise. But also we would like to move, in the direction to help the community. I mean, closing the door, swaying traffic, working with, making sure that the decibels on the noise aren't too high. Like, we understand that, and we want to work for the community, not against it.
Can I make a suggestion, Clint?
Sure, go ahead, Frank.
A lot of respect for Colin. I've known him for years. What if we withdraw this application for now and potentially sit down with maybe Colin and our neighbors and see what we can do to minimize our impact on the neighborhood?
Sure, if you want to do that or you're willing to do it, then, and Megan had, I don't know, did you want to say something?
Just a clarification. There's the river and then there's the bar to the left of it. Dr. Clark's. These are the same operators or no?
Aren't you listed as the primary on both liquor licenses?
I am.
Okay.
Yasmin is not affiliated with Dr. Clark.
Okay.
Right. So Dr. Clark's has been very problematic for the neighborhood, and if you look at the 311 complaints, there's even more for Dr. Clark's, way more than there is for the river. So I mean, if that's an indication of how the river is going to operate, then.
I mean, I think if you guys were gonna come back, we would need to see substantial community support for the extension of hours.
I think it's unfair to say something like, if that's the way they're gonna operate. We've been there for 4 years with somewhere between 7 and 11 complaints.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one that operates the river, so I kind of, to be grouped in. I understand that, that's a separate business and I don't involve myself in whatever that business is, but, I am the one that is operating the river.
Right, but your partner is the guy who's operating Dr. Clark's, the space
They're
next.
not partners. They're not partners. This is the day-to-day manager, the general manager of the premises.
So what's your name, sir?
David Komarak.
You're not gonna be on the liquor license for the river?
I am on the liquor license for both.
All right, so what's the problem?
There is a different operator, and I do have, we're trying to work it out over at Dr. Clark. I don't agree with certain things over there, but Dr. Clark, I'd be surprised if there's been, I haven't seen the complaints, but I'd be surprised if there's any in the last year or two, because it's been closing earlier and operating more strictly as a restaurant.
Right, I'm just, when we consider things like this in a liquor license, we look at the history of the applicants and, that's.
I think we're willing to withdraw and come back.
Okay, I mean,
And not right away either.
that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's fine if you would like to do that, Frank.
I think that makes the most sense, David.
Would you send an email to Ed saying you're withdrawing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, is that your decision then? That's what you're doing?
Yes.
David?
Yes, that is what we're doing.
Okay.
Well, thank you then, and then we will look for you in the future. Okay,
You
thanks.
guys could sign off.
That's it for you, Frank, right? Or do you have another one?
No, I got one more.
Okay. What's your next one? I forget.
45 Mott.
We'll take that one next for you then, Frank.
Thank you.
Which is actually, it was chronologically the next one anyway, just left out, but. Okay, so you can stay on, we'll go, so you withdrew, we don't need to take a motion or do anything on that, okay? So is your applicant here for 45 Mont?
Yes.
Can they raise their Zoom hands? Yep, there we go. Okay, I will give a brief summary, let me get that up. Okay, this is Basement NYC doing business as Basement is seeking a full on-premises license. The premise is located at 45 Mott Street. This is an application with 24 tables, 57 seats, including 2 stand-up bars, full kitchen serving food during all hours of operation, 4 to 6 televisions, live music, DJs, background and ambient music. There are 7 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location was previously licensed with a full on-premises license. It expired November 30th of 2024. And this operator is operating Basement under a different owner at the premises since 2014. This applicant has held a full on-premises license. Wait, let me see up here.
I can make it easy for you, Clint.
Please, go ahead, Frank.
No changes in anything. Same ownership, same method of operation, same stipulations. We're just forming a new company and taking it's the same, everything's the same. In fact, that license expired November 30th, but I think it's being renewed by the middle of this week.
But, okay.
What are they doing?
So why wasn't this a corporate change then?
We wanted to dump the corporation. The accountant didn't want the S corp.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Gotcha.
So like a restructure?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next time, if you would let us know, we could save you.
You know, Susan, I gotta tell you the truth, I meant to.
What?
You meant to.
Thanksgiving came and I started eating.
That's okay. Okay, so.
What does that mean?
I got distracted, you just forgot.
Oh,
It was
okay.
that turkey coma.
So.
You know how I love to not put stuff on the agenda.
Yes. So, okay, so based on that, is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item? I don't. Oh, Carlin's here. Carlin, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi. I'm speaking in support of this corporate name change. The principles, the names on the T Bistro 45 Mott liquor license are the same two people on this liquor license. I really don't understand why this is being heard as a new application, but it's the same two principles. The same operator. They're not looking to extend hours. They're not looking to do any kind of change, and they've been operating for 8+ years without any complaints. So so I'm just voicing my support for this application.
Great, thank you, Carl. So given that, does anyone on the committee have any questions about this? I mean, it literally is just paperwork. It's basically paperwork, so they're not changing anything at the moment, so.
Motion to approve is written.
There we go. Okay, so.
Yes, we'll send stipulations.
Yeah, so we'll still put this, we'll throw the stipulations up quickly just so you can see what they were, but these are what you'll be signing, so we're gonna send these out to you, but we'll go through them quickly. Okay, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, is it Heng Chan Chan?
It's Heng Chan Chen.
Okay. As a representative of Basement NYC Incorporated at 45 Mott Street, it's a full liquor license operating a full service restaurant and international casual cuisine. Kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation. Hours of operation are Sunday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 2 a.m., Thursday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. They will not use outdoor space for commercial use. They will employ doorman security, 3 of them, Thursday to Saturday, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Will close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10. Will not have DJs. They do have live music. No third-party promoted events. No event which cover fees, charge, or scheduled performances. I will not apply for an alteration of the company CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. Will have a happy hour that ends at 7. Will not have wait lines. Will have a staff person to monitor the sidewalk. Will post a stipulation by a license. Residents may contact the owner at the number below, and it's 646-775-0085.
Yes, the number is correct and the name.
Perfect. Okay. We will take a vote on this. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay. We will send out these stipulations. The office will send them out, and you can get them back to us by Friday.
Just one quick note for Susan.
Yep.
I didn't want to just do that because I didn't want to feel like I was trying to get away with something or I thought I was doing the right thing. But if you want me to reach out to you in the future, I will, Susan.
Absolutely. The more we can do without putting it on the
Yeah.
agenda, the better.
I didn't want to feel like, I was asking for a favor.
That actually helps us all, Frank, so that's not
Yeah.
great. The less we
Happy
have.
holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays, Frank. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. So, number 8, Don Ceviche, 57 First Avenue. Is the applicant here for Don Ceviche?
Gustavo raised his hand.
One more person.
They're in line too. From last meeting.
Oh, no, that works.
Hi, I'm the representative. The applicant's here as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
They're still in line from last meeting.
Tell them to go. This one
Okay.
should take 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna give a quick little summary here and then hand it over to you. So Don Ceviche, New York City Corporation, doing business as Don Ceviche, is seeking a full on-premises liquor license upgrade. They currently have a beer and wine. And the premise is located at 57 First Avenue. It's an application for an establishment of 20 people, 7 tables, 18 seats, 1 stand-up bar with 3 seats serving Peruvian food. Food served during all hours of operation, no TVs, or I'm sorry, 2 TVs and background per music only. There are 4 liquor licenses within 500 feet. The applicant has been this license holder and has worked in this business for, how long have you been at this business?
He's been in this specific location since 2023.
Okay, so he just last year, he's been at this. Okay. We haven't received, I've heard from no one for or against this one, and
I want to speak to it.
1 second, we didn't have the petition, but I think we do have them now. Susan, if you want to go ahead.
Well, I go by this place all the time. I occasionally go in. It's a very tiny, very quiet white tablecloth. I think it should just approve it. They will have an outdoor roadbed shed, but they've signed stipulations to close it down for the outdoor.
They operate in Essex Market.
Yeah, it's very different though. I mean, that's a fast food type thing. This is a nice, tiny, quiet restaurant.
Any other members or any committee members have any? So there's,
They have early closing hours, so I don't see an issue with it.
yeah, they're 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. all day, so.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, anyone? Okay, then I think we'll go ahead and pull the stipulations up. And essentially, these are your existing stipulations. We're just adding the full liquor. So it's Kelso Costas, a qualified representative of Don Ceviche Corporation, located 57 First Avenue. It would be a full liquor license will operate a full service restaurant, specifically a Peruvian restaurant with kitchen open serving food during all hours. The hours are 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. all days. I will close all outdoor dining by 10 p.m. and we're not having the speakers or TV monitors. You didn't check off the windows. It's a closed fixed facade, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I will facade. You will not have DJs, live music, third party promoted events, any of it which cover fees, charges, scheduled performances. You'll play ambient background recorded music only. Will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials. Will have a happy hour ending by 7. Will not have wait lines. Will post the stipulations by the license, and residents may contact the owner at the number below. It's 917-412-1794. That correct?
Looks good.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna take a quick vote. Stephen Ballinger.
Yes.
Sandy Lay.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer. Yes. Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Okay, so your resolution was approved. The office will be sending you out the stipulations with instructions on returning back to the office by Friday.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Okay. Next, we have number 12, 3 times, which is 90 to 96 Clinton Street. It's the applicant here for 3 times. Okay, I think we got them promoted. Tony, I see you're here. Are you the applicant? Tony, I think you're still muted. Oh, Tony? Tony, I think we're having either, I don't know if you're still there, but you're still muted, so we can't hear you. But we did just promote Ellen Lee, who raised her hand.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. We got you, Tony, now. And Ellen. Tony, are you the applicant?
Yeah. Sorry?
You are the applicant, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give a brief summary and then we'll let you add anything. So 3 times 90 Inc. doing business as 3 times is seeking an on-premises license for the premises located at 90 to 96 Clinton Street between Delancey and Rivington. This is an application for an establishment of 74 people, 14 tables, 44 seats indoors, and 3 tables and 12 seats in a sidewalk cafe. 13-foot bar with no seats, full kitchen serving food during all hours of operation. 1 television, which is muted, recorded music at background levels. There are 14 on-premises licenses within 500 feet. The applicant operates 3 restaurants called 3 Times with wine and beer license. They have been operating at the same location since October of 2018, and at 818 Broadway in CB2 since October of 2018, 38 Water Street in CB1 since October of 2020. 11 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor of the application. They're proposing hours of operation that would be no later than 4 p.m. and closing at 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday. And I think those are their existing hours, correct? Those were your existing hours, what you're already approved for, correct?
Previously they were approved for 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Under the RW, under the beer and wine, back in 2021.
So you were approved to 10 a.m. on
From
the week?
8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
All days?
All days, because they were open for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
But they're giving up the breakfast and the lunch, and they're opening more late and staying later hours. So the hours have shifted.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up the previous hours.
From what I know from this restaurant.
It is a restaurant.
It's like a real restaurant. There's no, I don't think I've ever.
Well, I know they
had
just
like in
did,
there.
you just did a renovation, right?
He's done some renovation to move the tables where the ladies were making or the staff were making the soup dumplings, which were made by hand only. So they've been moved, switched to the side and added more. He's adding more seats.
Did you add the bar? Because I was in there within the last 6 months or so, and I don't remember a bar.
It's a counter, but we call it a bar because that's where the cash is exchanged. Or
Yeah.
It's not a bar where you expect
Bar. If that's what you've added, if that's what it was, I know what you're talking about now, but I wouldn't have called that a bar. So
it's more like a food counter, and where you pay and pick up your food. But the state legal authority said since there's money exchange and alcohol served, that's a bar.
Oh, okay, I know, but yeah, I was just wondering if you added a bar, but if it's that counter, if that's what you're referring to as the bar,
That's the bar / cashier counter or the food counter where you pick up.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't sure when you said a bar, I didn't remember there being an actual, what I was thinking of as a bar, but now I know what you're referring to, and that's different. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions? I mean, I actually will say that lower section of Clinton is a little quieter at night. It might not be a horrible thing to have something open a little bit later down there, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I personally don't see a major problem with extending the hours. I don't know if anyone else has any feelings on that, but I mean, it's
a real restaurant.
Yeah, and it is a real restaurant. Okay, is there anyone from the public here for this? I don't think so, but let's check. I once completely skipped over the public and was made to not forget that, so. Okay, then I think we're gonna pull up the stipulations and we will read through those quickly. Okay, so, and again, I'm sorry, is it Goyan Liao?
We actually have Mr. Lee. He's the Tony is Mr. Lee.
So should it be Tony Lee?
He's English. Tony is his English name, but his legal name is Zen, Z like a zebra.
Okay.
HENJUN as Nancy, and then LI Lee.
Junie.
JUN
Yep.
and then space,
Okay.
LI.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, as a qualified representative of 3x90 Incorporated, located at 9096 Clinton Street. The license would be a full liquor license, will operate a full-service restaurant, which is a Chinese dim sum restaurant, with kitchen open, serving food during hours of operation. The hours of operation are 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday. I will close all outdoor dining under the outdoor dining program by 10 p.m. You don't have security, you don't need security necessarily. Soundproofing, I don't think is an issue. You will have a closed facade. You will not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any of which cover is charged or scheduled performances. You will play ambient background recorded music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3. You will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. You will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You will not have a happy hour. You will not have wait lines. You have a staff person responsible for monitoring the sidewalk. You will post these stipulations by your license, and residents may contact the manager at the number below. And we will just put Tony's legal name down below, and then what's the phone number?
His cell number is 929
Yeah.
307 7777.
Okay. Okay, so we will take a committee vote. Stephen Malinger? Yes. Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario?
Yes.
Okay, so the motion is passed. The office will be sending you out the stipulations. They will have instructions on how to return them by Friday.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, looks like we are actually down to our last one.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
So it's number 15, Daisy Doodle LLC, 217 Eldridge Street. I have the owner in. Oh wait, no, I have two, because we didn't do, oh no, sorry. So we have two. We have Daisy Doodle, and then we have number 18, which is 274 Grand. We have two left.
Okay.
So, making good time. Okay. Matthew, you're the representative. Is the applicant here?
Yes, they should be here. Greg and Masa just joined, I believe.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Daisy Doodle LLC doing business, or Daisy Doodle is seeking, we know it's a to be determined, right? You haven't had a DBA yet?
No, I don't believe we have one locked down. That's correct, Greg, right?
That's fine. We're just listed as Daisy Doodle LLC.
Yeah.
Is seeking license in the premises located at 217 Elder Street between Stanton and Rivington Street. It's an application for an establishment. I'm assuming it's going to be a certificate of occupancy of 74. I know we have it listed as pending, but or is it going to be larger?
So the CO that's currently online is 110 between both spaces, between the ground floor and the basement. That CO needs to be updated, so we're currently working on that. I mean, occupancy-wise for seats, we only have 49 seats, 13 seats at the bar. So we're not really going to be going over that 74 number, but we believe the official CO is 110.
Okay, and that's fine. I mean, we're not, the SLA doesn't require that. I think I would get that within, from your license, so. So it's 14 tables and 62 seats, including a stand-up bar, full kitchen, serving food during all hours of operation, no television, with ambient background recorded music only. There are 17 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location is currently licensed with a full on-premises liquor license. It was a previous restaurant called Sushi on Jones. The applicant owns and operates 2 cocktail bars in Manhattan, both with full on-premises licenses. Mace in the West Village since 2015, and Katana Kitten and Tribeca since 2019. There has only been one complaint at this location in the past year. We didn't have your petitions originally. I think you have since sent them in, haven't you?
We have, yes. I sent in petitions last week. We got a total of 18. I believe the package we sent was initially 16. Massa went out again this morning just to see if he could get any kind of last minute stragglers, and he was able to get 2 more from the block. As far as like neighbors on either side, there's no one to the left of the building. There's no one above. And then there is like a deli to the right, and that deli has a few apartments above it. We believe we've talked to everyone in that building. We reached out to block associations, didn't hear back, no pushback in any regard. And then also, I just wanted to jump in real quick on the other locations. We left out, Greg is also involved with Super Bueno, which is in Manhattan Community Board 3 and is very close to this location as well.
Yes, it is a couple blocks away.
Yes.
We did actually receive 1 letter of opposition, I think. That's what I was just looking up. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I think it was, I forwarded it to you, I think.
From Bob Crozier and yeah, I have it right here. If you wanna scroll through it.
It was, I think they just had they didn't say much. It was just from the Elder Street Block Association. They had a vote to whether to vote yes to support or no to not support. 16 voted no, 6 voted yes. So they said they were not supporting. They just basically in their letter said they have 7 licensed establishments on the block. Yeah, it was a very brief note. But the issue is, I mean, this is an already existing licensed location. I do think you are you're extending the hours though from what the previous applicant had, correct?
Correct, yeah. I believe they had 1 a.m. all nights. Really for this business model, 2 works better for us, so that we're applying for 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. all days. We're hoping the extended hours might kind of alleviate any sort of like bottleneck. We're obviously hoping that this place is successful, and we think with a midnight or 1 a.m. close, you run the risk of having too many people in at once or having too many people leave at the same time. 2 a.m. allows for more seatings, more spread out, because we really don't want a congested business here.
What is it? Is this the building with no apartments above it, or is it the building next door?
There are
Correct.
no
No,
apartments above it.
217 Eldridge. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there are no apartments above it. The apartments adjacent around the corner, but there's literally nothing above it or on 3 sides of us.
No complaints from that street. So yeah, it looks like there's an open lot to the left and then nothing above. Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, I don't have any anyone have any questions or any strong feelings about this?
No, I mean, I think they're established operators.
There's no one above it. They're not, they have several bars. I mean, Super Bueno, we've had no complaints, even though it's extremely popular. I think it was actually listed as one of the best bars. I forget which list it was on, one of the best bars in the country or the world or something. It was.
Katana Canyon also.
Don't say that, people.
Oh yeah, Super Bueno was named the #1 bar in the United States in the world's 50 best bars recently.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, we're lucky. We're lucky to have that in our community board. So, anyways, if no one else has any other questions or comments, I think we can move to stipulations.
Oh, anyone from the public?
Oh, yeah. Is anyone here from the public to speak to this item? Sorry, we'll skip to.
Okay.
Nope. Seeing no one, we will move on to the stipulations. Okay, so this is Gregory, is it Bohm?
Bohm, yeah.
As a qualified representative of Daisy Doodle LLC, located 217 Eldridge Street. My license will be a full liquor license, operating a full-service restaurant, specifically a Japanese restaurant with kitchen and open serving food during all hours of operation. My hours will be 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. all days. I will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You're not having any kind of security or doorman or anything, right?
Correct. It's gonna be low volume, so no.
Soundproofing, like we just discussed, there's no one above or around, basically around on three sides, so. Is there existing soundproofing there?
Yeah, whoever did the build out before us spent a fortune on sound abatement. I'm not quite sure why, but there's a lot of sound abatement in the building.
Okay. So that's good. So you will not have DJs, live music, third party promoted events, any event in which a cover fee is charged, or scheduled performances, and you will have not more than 10 to 20. So you put in 10 to 20. We need to put in a number. Private events per year. Should we go?
How about we meet in the middle, say 15?
15? Sure. So 1 a month. And again, it's per year, so you can bunch them up around the holidays if you want.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Per year, ambiance, background, recorded music only. And just, I think you know this, Matthew, but when we say private events, that's an entire buyout of your entire restaurant, not just having like a birthday party in the back or something.
Correct. That's a full venue buyout.
So we'll play on the background recorded music only. Will not apply for an alteration without coming to CD3. Will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. Will have a happy hour that ends by 7. Will not have wait lines. Will have a staff person responsible for monitoring the sidewalk. Will post a stipulation by the license, and residents may contact the owner or manager at the number below. And it's Amy Tucker, 347-866-7739.
Correct.
We will move to a committee vote. Stephen Ballinger?
Yes.
Sandy Lay?
Yes.
Megan Joy?
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes. Michael Bavario?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. The office will be sending out the stipulations with instructions on returning them by Friday.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
One more. Last item is 274 Grand Street. It's number 18, 274 Grand Street, Grand Yunnan. Got 3 folks. Give me a second. Tom and Michelle. Okay, so we have Kathleen, the attorney, the applicant's here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
I'm here right now with my client. So just so you know, Daniel Chen, who's the owner, as well as Tong Den Tom Chen, who will be the manager of the location.
Okay. I'm going to give a quick little summary here, and then you can feel free to add to anything I have to say. So Grand Yunnan Incorporated, doing business as Grand Yunnan, is seeking a restaurant beer wine license for the premises located at 274 Grand Street between Forsyth and Eldridge. An application for a Chinese restaurant with a capacity of 153 people, 17 tables and 43 seats with 1 stand-up bar with 8 seats, a full kitchen serving food during all its operation. You will have TVs. How many TVs were you proposing?
We're going to have no TVs.
Oh, no TVs. Okay.
No TVs, and there's no happy hour, just so you know. I wanted to include that as well. We're just going to have background music playing at this restaurant, and it's going to be soundproofing is already done.
Perfect. So there are 8 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This space was previously Nori Thai Bazaar. It was a full-service restaurant that did have a full license as well. There have been 7 commercial 301 complaints at this location since 2018. 11 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor of the application. They are proposing hours of 10 a.m., opening by 10 a.m. and closing by 2 a.m. all days. They are not using outdoor space. They will close all facade doors and windows by 10 p.m., etc. Is there anything that I missed or you would like to add?
That's pretty much everything that you've said that I wanted to make sure we portrayed.
Great.
And just so you know, it's a Yunnan province specialty dish there. So it's like rice, noodle, soup. So it's a lot different than the ramen. So they're just trying to bring something new to this community and try to like have everyone try something different.
My only concern about this was it's a capacity for 153 people, but there's only 43 seats. If there's What's everyone else doing that's not seated?
Well, there's gonna be 43 seats and 8 bar seats. Don't think they're gonna, they wanna have more than the people who are gonna sit there and eat and be at the bar. Right now, it's just a new establishment, so they're comfortable with this amount. And if they wanna change anything down the line, we will come back to the community.
Sorry, Jasleen, if I can just interject. So it was written as 153. That might have been incorrect, and I'm only referencing this because we represented Nuri Thai Bazaar in the past, and we reported 74. So this could have been a typo on the architectural renderings. This is for you, Dan and Tom, but we can, if we're going by the previous licensee's capacity, it's actually 74.
Okay.
That makes more sense because I've been in Nori Thai Bazaar and I don't remember that big, so having a capacity of 153 seems a lot for that, what I remember that space being.
Oh, okay, so we can just update that then. It's just, I think the architectural rendering just referenced the wrong number. We would like to update that to 74 as the maximum capacity.
That does make more sense too with what, like I said, what I remember and also with what you're proposing.
Thank you.
And then my only other concern was that it didn't seem that the principal has any history in the restaurant business, although the manager does.
I may interject, to be a really good, successful business, you need a little bit of both. So Tom and Daniel, they kind of are yin yangs together where they're going to be the dream team, where Daniel is the owner and he has 15 years of service and sale experience. He knows how to run it. He knows how to make sure that the day-to-day, all the procedures are being followed and abided by, versus Tom, he's going to be the restaurant manager with 25 years of experience and owning and operating restaurants, where together they're going to be the strongest team.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? And I think, was there anyone from the public here to speak to this item? I see there's still a few people here, but they may just be hanging out to watch the fun. Okay, so I see no one from the public here. Anyone else have any questions? I know Megan asked her few. Anyone have any issues or want to discuss anything on the application?
No, I think this area really does need a restaurant. It's since COVID, it's really just been kind of taken over by some of the unsavory activities coming from Syracuse Roosevelt Park. So we would love to have a functioning restaurant with delicious non-specialties in this location.
I agree. I think Nori never a problem.
With a bunch of sides, and you get to make your own soup, like rice noodle soup. So the whole experience is pretty cool.
So hearing no other issues, we will move to the stipulations. Okay, so it will be I, Tom Chen, as a representative of the Grand Yuan Incorporated, and I think that's spelled wrong. That needs to be, yeah, it's YUNNAN. So that, okay. My license will be, and it was a beer wine license, right?
Wine, beer, and cider, yes.
And will operate a full service restaurant, specifically a rice noodle shop, with kitchen open, serving food during hours of operation. The hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. all days. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. That. Well, you do, so we'll close any front or facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. You have your windows open or your front opens?
Do they open? You just ask the client.
Tom and Daniel, so those doors in the front, I think those are more of emergency exits, but you're going to keep those closed, right? The French doors? Okay, you're muted. I'm sorry. I can't hear you guys.
Yes,
the front door are gonna be closed all the time.
Okay, so both the French door, the French doors and the main entrance are going to be closed at all times, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a closed facade. Actually, we should probably change that to closed facade instead of closed front door windows up there.
Right, they're not gonna be opened at all.
So will not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any event which a cover fee is charged or scheduled performances. I will play on background recorded music only, will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3 first, will not seek a change in class to a full on-premises without receiving approval from CB3, will not participate in public party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches, will not have a happy hour, will not have wait lines, will have a staff person to monitor the noisy crowds outside, will post a stipulation beside the liquor license, and residents may contact the manager at the number below, Tom Chen, 856-383-1255.
Yes.
Okay, we will move to a vote. Stephen Ballinger.
Yes.
Sandy Lay.
Yes.
Megan Joy. Meltzer, yes. Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Okay. Your motion has passed. The office will be sending you out the stipulation form to get signed, notarized, and returned by Friday.
Can I just ask one question, or maybe we can amend the stipulation? Sorry, just talk to my clients. It's just the summer months, they don't anticipate, they don't know what's gonna happen because they're just opening this establishment. But they're hoping maybe in the summer it might get hot if they want to open the door or until 10, the front doors, the French doors until 10.
So we should change that to we'll close the front and rear facade doors and windows by 10 p.m. or when anytime amplified sound is playing. Okay, everyone's agreed, everyone's fine with that. Okay. We just amended that. All right. Okay. Everything, so yeah, this will be sent out to you with instructions on returning it by Friday. Thank you very much.
Everything.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good holidays.
Okay, I did that. Everything.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Stop recording.
Can I stop recording?
Most.
Okay. We need to, yeah, so just making sure we didn't miss anything. We got everything done. Okay. So motion to adjourn. Stephen Ballinger.
Yes.
Sandy Lay.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Let's Meltzer, yes. Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Okay. Meeting is adjourned.